Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are finally to the end. Unless something terribly happens, this is going to be the last episode of LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes. And yes. So let's hop into it. We've got to do this final level and then we've got some open world stuff to do. And then I'll just kind of reiterate how I've been feeling about this game the whole time. Uh, Probably not going to be a lot surprising if you watched the series up to this point.
Tonight, chaos on the streets of Gotham. Green Lantern, the Flash, and Cyborg battled Joker on a giant robot while falling from the top of Wayne Tower. Superman and Wonder Woman struggled to support the collapsing building. Batman and Robin battled bad guys high above the city. Lex Luthor's presidential bid dismissed. But first, the weather. Rainy.
Oh, that's a pretty good joke. So they say, but first the weather rainy, and then we get out here and it's raining for the first time in the game. So we want to be kind of careful not to move the story forward until we have everything we need. Shouldn't be too much of an issue to do that. There we go. Build that. Use that to pull this down. Inside there is that. I think we gotta put out several fires. Change this to the Joker. This is gonna go by so fast, I might as well start talking now about how I feel about this game. It is still a big question. Let's start by not doing what we just said. How about that? That's a standard YouTuber activity, right? You say you're gonna do something and then you wait for, you talk for 30 minutes, then you do what you say you were gonna do, or you never do what you say you're gonna do. Anywho, I'm still very much questioning whether I'm going to play LEGO Batman 3 as my next series. That would put us into a third month of LEGO Batman. I probably will do it because of just the fact that it's going to be the most relevant LEGO game I can play right now. The other options would be to play something like LEGO Indiana Jones or LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. What are some other ones I have practically all of them at this point. Some of the newer ones, not quite yet though. Like LEGO Jurassic World, for instance, is one that's too new and it's too expensive for me to get you in the last sale. But the older ones, LEGO The Hobbit, I could cover. LEGO Lord of the Rings, things like that. So none of those really have anything going on in the rest of the world like the in the same way that Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice is out right now. It should be out right now. I'm sure everybody's probably heard the reviews at this point. I don't know if I should be hitting those with that. So it's definitely something that's probably going to happen, but don't be surprised if I am a little burned out. I don't feel super burned out though, if we're going to be honest here. I feel that because Batman 1 was so bad, Batman 1 is just awful, and Batman 2 is not much better. I would like to see what they did in Batman 3. I would be going in completely blind. I have no idea. I've never heard anybody mention anything about it. So, for me, at least to my own curiosity, has me wondering what they did in that. Whether it was a incremental improvement, such as Batman 2 was, because Batman 2 really was. I won't even say it was really incremental. It was a massive improvement over the first one. At least we didn't have a enemies versus good guys mode that took up half the game. At least we didn't have two really badly made bonus levels. This looks like we could build something with that, but it's not letting me. Interesting. Nothing there. Let's fly over here. Nothing there. But for all the praise I tried to give this Lego Batman 2, in the end there's some glaring flaws in it. You really can't get away from the glaring flaws. It feels like it was rushed. How both the first and the second game can feel like they're rushed, I don't know. I have no clue how that can be the case, but it seems like it is the case. It feels like there was just some bad thoughts on it. There's some improvements made in this game that don't go to the Lego Marvel games or any of the newer games, which then is just like a big question mark as to why that is the case. Why some things feel like they were clearly improved upon, and then that work was just seemingly thrown away. It could simply have been that maybe all the work was thrown away because it just didn't get enough popularity. There you go, there's Green Arrow. So let's try and get these two. There's some things here that are desperately missing. We never get inside Wayne Manor. We never get anything. Let's see, there's gotta be one that shows up later. Seems like. We didn't really do anything with the bad guys besides Lex and the Joker. So that really leaves the game feeling like the only characters that kinda needed to be in the game were Batman, Robin, and Lex and the Joker. This could have been a non-Lego game and told the same story. There's a lot of gags that we saw in the first series of games, Lego Star Wars, that it could have come back. A main hub area and stuff like that. I mean, and I get that they're trying to get rid of the main hub area because they want an open world area, but then they failed to implement the open world area correctly. There's no way to play in the open world area until you've already played all of the story mode. And in fact, it's so lacking in balance that even once you did play the entire story mode, I didn't have enough studs.
You're always ruining my fun.
So there we go. I'm trying to see if it looks like there's some green lantern stuff that could be over here, but we're missing a few more pieces. I don't want to just mess this up, though. Get one more hit in him. There you go. Yeah, maybe this will do it. I guess we'll do one more hit. I'm not gonna have a real problem, I guess, until... because there's a whole third boss battle. This is the Nintendo 3 hearts on top of 3 different types of bosses, on top of the fact that he doesn't even have 3 hearts. He has 5. So this fight goes on a little long. Lex Luthor comes in the machine. That's who we fight in the machine. So the question about Batman 3 is it's probably still going to be set in Gotham. It's still probably going to focus heavily on Batman. So it's not going to really feel like a Justice League game. The next step for Lego, if they are ever going to make any more DC comic Lego games, which they could certainly stretch it out and cover several of the DC people. But if they were going to do Justice League, that's what I would say they should do next. Justice League is going to be a lot more recognizable, and it would take it into more of a galactic scale. Green Lantern, for example, here isn't even really ever that busy or active on Earth. His entire work is usually set around flying around the universe. We've got this thing here. And we've got a... I'm still just not sure where this collectible comes in. And after we beat Lex, that's the end of this level. For sure. Is there something we can do to break the... Break the hand here. No. So we have like right here. Nothing for breaking this car. Nothing for hitting this. Nothing for hitting this. Nothing for hitting this. Nothing for hitting this. Nothing for hitting that. Nothing for hitting my own guy. So we come over here and let's beat these guys up. Like if I stand right here, none of that makes any sense. The Lex bots don't make any sense. Maybe we use this to burn the Lex box. Do we make circles? Just not getting it. Just not getting it. Jeez, I really hope I don't have to look up the solution here. I have 2 more lives that I can take out off of the guy. Got it. Try and hit him that way. Try and hit this. We just laser item. Nothing. This is as high as we can go. Like, are we supposed to trace these lines here? That would be the most cryptic thing in the world. So that's his last health. There. Ah, use this, I guess. What are these things coming down? Ah, they're like little new robots that we never even saw in the main game. Alright, so there was a little shooting gallery hidden in that. So technically we're done. And that gun is not useful anymore. So let's just... I'm happy I didn't have to look that up. It's been 19 minutes to get to this point. So there's nothing wrong with this boss battle in particular, but I like the level before it as the boss battle. And I think it would have been more kiddie and cartoony for this guy to have simply fallen on the ground, broken into pieces, and both of them have stars around their head. There we go. This seems just a little violent. So we're over 10 billion, so I suspect there's no limit here, unless it stops us at 11 billion for some strange reason. So we just have the open world stuff to do. So yeah, what am I looking forward to in LEGO Batman 3? I still want an open world Gotham, but I kind of want it completely remade. Oh, is this Wonder Woman's invisible jet? I complimented DC for not bringing that up anymore. A 13 million, 14 million, billion. They just bring it up as a gag, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen anybody in the comics actually do anything with it. There you go. So we have all 250 gold bricks. That sets us nicely. We need to now just set up here and take flight. Slowly, because I don't want to hit my head on the roof. Here we go. So there's one villain, Brainiac, that was out of range, and then there was one hero that required all 250 gold bricks to collect. And I believe that the archway for that is somewhere over here, if I'm remembering correctly, which I'm probably not. Was it down this way? No. So even when you don't press the A button, you still move. The controlling in this game is as awful as always. So let's just talk about what I'd like to see in the next LEGO game. I'd like to see them fix problems that have been around for about 10 years now. That might be a slight exaggeration, but not by much. I'd like them to have better controlling in vehicles or not have vehicles. I'd like them to have some new material as far as gags, so it's not as repetitive, but I'd still like it to be a full game. I'd like it to be slightly shorter than LEGO Marvel was, but a little longer than what this game was, because this game was actually pretty short, particularly since a lot of these puzzles to get to the top of the building were easily cheated through, and the game felt like it fully intended for me to do that. Here it is, finally. Supergirl! Why do we have to? Why was Supergirl the last girl to be purchased? I mean, seriously, that doesn't even make sense. Okay, this is a shiny silver thing, so not a magnetic thing. So we need this. And then let's try this hover. So we have a glide suit here and these rings, and this is kind of unique, so We'll go here and just try and glide. And here's a fair example of just bad control. I'm losing at altitude. It's very possible that this was the only way to get to this building, too. So that's super annoying. Alright. Now Brainiac is supposed to be somewhere around here. And how can we find Brainiac? We know he's here. There's a locked character, and they wouldn't just lock a character that way. Wouldn't make any sense. So maybe we fly straight up? Brainiac is supposed to be in outer space. Look at that skybox. Look how not rendered any of that is. I can't go any higher. That would be kind of cool if there was a what would I say? Like an ability to leave the planet. That would be kind of a great feature for a Superman game. Not particularly a, let's see, a Batman game. If it's in this maze, what do I have to do to activate the maze? It seems like you're supposed to walk on top of this stuff. I think I'm gonna have to look it up. Because as it stands, it's just like we're not getting a good, clear indication of what we're supposed to do, and I am very reticent to go into the Lego bonus area and assume it's there. So, just take a moment to look at our collectability, and we'll see we're at 99.8%. So everything has been done except for Brainiac. There we go. Searching Lego Ben. Maybe I should have clicked how do I find Brainiac instead of how do I defeat him. Yep, I should have clicked how do you find him. They say he's right off the platform for the remote terminal. So, right here. Yep, he's right there. I don't think he was there the last time. We'll beat him up with Supergirl, that should work, but it needs to be someone pretty strong.
All worlds will be mine.
I was so close, but the map just didn't really point that out. So Brainiac needs somebody super strong, but Supergirl will do the job. Brainiac for 500,000. So we end at 14 billion, and that means we're at 100%. We have all the extras. We have everything, and then all I can do is quit the windows. I can't even do credits. This is weird. Progress since last save will be lost. Quit the windows. Return the game. Quit the windows. Interesting. Options. You can't even get to the main menu. Well, let's see. What can we do? We could return to the Batcave. Progress will be lost since last save. So let's instead use this and save. Make sure we saved, and then we'll quit the windows, and then
What
we'll...
can I do for you, sir? On its way, sir.
Well, actually, I guess I just don't have any way to save. So if I return to the Batcave here, am I still at 100%? Good. And then quit game. Now we can get to this without having to exit the whole thing. And we could show the coming soon. That is for Lego Hobbit. Or we can just show the credits and give them the credit that they're due. Lego Batman, DC superheroes. Very light on the Batman, very light on the superheroes, as far as DC superheroes goes. I really wish they had made a Lego Justice League instead of a Lego Batman 3. And I haven't even played Lego Batman 3 yet, but because you call it Lego Batman 3, you've got to focus all the story and characterization on Batman. And we already all know the story of Batman. You really can't go into much more depth unless you're going to try and tell what would have potentially been a 6-month to a year-long story arc from an actual comic book of Batman. And I don't think they're going to really do that. Almost always the video games are their own simplified, more video game appropriate stories. For example, here there was probably some story where Lex tried to rig the election. It may have even worked with the Joker, but the way it was presented here was probably pretty original. So I am hoping if they ever touch the DC characters again, they do Justice League. That way we can see some story with Wonder Woman, we could see some story with Aquaman, Green Lantern, all of that. I think Green Lantern in particular would work really good as a Lego series. For the Flash, on the other hand, well, he would work fine as a Lego character himself. I think he would have a better game as a Mirror's Edge game. And if DC treated their properties better, it wouldn't be unrealistic that we would have 3, 4, 5 DC characters in really good games every year, and still not be burned out by that. Again, to just reiterate, Lego Batman 2 is way better than Lego Batman 1. I left Lego Batman 1 really not liking it, and really down on it, and worn out. Here, I'm not really that worn out. I'm not really hating the game, just because of the comparison of 1. It's still a bad game. Unquestionably, it's still too short. It still felt rushed. It still has problems. It feels like Lego Batman 3 is its chance, its next chance. How many chances we give them, we don't know, but it's its next chance to really come out with a good game. Sort of in parallel to Lego, not Lego, but Batman Arkham Asylum, the non-Lego game. The first game was pretty good, but then the second, the third, and then the most recent Arkham Knight, which I think is the third, made by one company, but there was a game in the middle there made by a different company. Arkham Knight wasn't really that good, and I didn't really have any interest in playing any of the other games after the first one. So it still really comes down to, if I was going to play Arkham Asylum or Lego Batman, I'd play Lego Batman 2 at least. I may even pick to play Lego Batman 1, just because it's a simpler ordeal. It's less struggle. They really dropped the ball on the Lego-ness of this game and integrating their levels. Not so much on the Lego-ness, I would say, because this was pretty Lego-y, but it was missing a lot of things that could have been in it from previous Lego games, and the levels are just awful Lego level design. I don't know what happened there. It seems like maybe a new team was given too much responsibilities for this, but then they introduced some new concepts that didn't move on forward to the next games either, which is weird. You know what's also strange is I'm recognizing some of these names of people who made these games, who worked on making these games. But well, that's the credits. Here's hoping, and I'm pretty sure Batman 3 will be better. It will just be called Lego Batman 3. It won't be called Batman 3 DC Superheroes. So it probably will focus more on Batman. I want to say thank you for going through this whole series with me. This has been a little bit of an awkward one. It was a pretty big dry spell running around in the open world. Not a lot to talk about, not a lot to do. So as I wrap up again, as always, I ask you to like this video, I ask you to share it with your friends, I ask you to comment if you want to, and I ask you to watch every second of my videos, because all that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. That takes you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. If you click that, make a donation, it would be very much appreciated. Remember, this is my only career. I work very hard at maintaining this channel and making videos. As we're watching the trailer here, there's just like elements in this we don't even see from these perspectives, at least. Also, remember, on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab, so if you click that, and you can see a playlist for every game I've ever covered, and there are a lot of them there, so I'm sure that you can find something else to watch. There's several other Lego games if this is the first Lego game you've ever seen me play and review, but I don't know if I'd want to play Lego Batman before Lego Star Wars. I think you should go in chronological order, really. Just play them all in the order that they came out. That way you have some idea, if you were going to play them all. If you just want to play Batman and skip the Star Wars one, that makes total sense too. It depends on what you like and what you don't like. We are done. Remember, down in the description box I have links to all my social media sites, so friend and follow me on social media sites like Google+, Steam, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, All those links are down below. Battle.net also. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.